out of which 25 are in critical condition. Meanwhile, members of Spain's emergency military unit were seen leaving the Moron Air Force Base late on Sunday en route to the site of the worst train crash in the country since 2013. 5 mobile intensive care units, 4 emergency critical car units, and numerous ambulances were deployed to the site of the crash. The on-site services were focused on stabilizing the injured before transferring them to hospitals.
From Shahabuddin under Lalu's rule to Anand Singh under Nitish Kumar's rule. What has really changed in Bihar? The pictures that came in of this mafia don, jailed MLA, smoking as he enters jail. The Nitish government is silent on it. That's our focus on the live report at 12 p.m.
And viewers are getting more updates coming in, and a lot of wildfires have been tearing through communities in southern Chile, killing at least 18 people and displacing more than 50,000. The blazes have been burning for 2 days, and this is coming in about 500 kilometers south of Santiago, fanned by strong winds and hot weather. Chilean President Gabriel Boric has declared a state of catastrophe. Here's more.
Wildfires raging across central and southern Chile left at least 18 people dead. Thousands of acres of forest scorched. Scores of homes destroyed. Chilean President Gabriel Boric declared a state of catastrophe in the country's central Biobío region. Firefighters were struggling to extinguish the flames, but strong winds and scorching weather hampered their efforts, with temperatures topping 38 degrees Celsius. Residents said that the fires took them by surprise after midnight, trapping them in their homes. Although the total number of homes burned nationwide remained unclear, one municipality of Concepcion in Biobío reported 253 homes destroyed. Charred bodies were found across fields, homes, along roads and in cars. Earlier in 2024, massive fires ripping across Chile's central coastline killed at least 130 people, becoming the nation's deadliest natural disaster.
And viewers, much coming up on the other side. JDU MLA Anand Singh caught smoking inside a hospital in Patna. RJD alleges VIP treatment being given to Anand Singh. Stay tuned.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump had
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Is a mafia don in charge in Bihar after Shahabuddin? Focus on Anand Singh, seen in the video smoking inside a hospital, walking like he's still in charge while in custody. Nitish government silent as mafia don calls the shots, smokes inside a hospital while in custody. Actor Govinda claims there is a conspiracy against him, asks his family not to fall prey. There's a huge divide over A.R. Rahman. Artists are taking sides over his comment. The actor, the singer himself, the composer claims that he is as Indian as it gets. But many are still not convinced over his comments that maybe his lack of work, lack of projects is due to a communal thing in Bollywood. His name is Anand Singh and he's a mafia don in Bihar. Now these mafia dons are extremely popular in Bihar, ladies and gentlemen. And we've seen this mafia don appear just before the elections in Bihar, before the BJP won. This mafia don had a huge role to play. In fact, so much so that another party leader, Prashant Kishore's party backer, was killed by this mafia don's men days before the assembly elections. Let's go to the pictures. Pictures, please. The pictures of why Anand Singh is in the news today. That's a video of Anand Singh smoking inside a hospital. Smoking inside a hospital. That was him. And these are the videos of him entering a hospital in Patna while in custody. And he was arrested just before the elections in Bihar, ladies and gentlemen. So in Bihar, if you're a mafia don, anything is possible, anything is allowed. Everything that this leader wants will be allowed, including him, hospital, smoking inside a hospital and entering. I want to go across to Prakash. Prakash is joining us live. Let's play out the video. As I go across to Prakash, take a look at this video. That same Anand Singh who was arrested just before the elections from Mokama constituency in Bihar, ladies and gentlemen. And he was in the news just before the elections, just before voting took place when the BJP won the elections in 2025 in the state of Bihar a few months back. Anand Singh's party men were blamed, and Anand Singh himself was blamed for the murder of a backer of Prashant Kishore's party, the Jan Suraj party. And look at him, surrounded by policemen, smoking inside a hospital. You can see the department board next to him as he's walking inside. It says Department of Urology. And as he's walking in, the police are surrounding him and nobody is stopping him. He just walks in. Imagine the state of affairs in Bihar. Nitish Kumar may be in power. He may be the chief minister. Prakash is now joining me live. Prakash, when did this happen? And of course, police are seen around him, right? How did they let it happen? When did this happen? Isn't he still in custody, Prakash, last we checked?
Well, it's a social media video and apparently shot by some of his supporters because Anand Singh is lodged in Beur jail as of now for being involved in a gang war last year. And he's got more than 3 dozen cases imposed on him. of criminal atrocities, murder, extortion, ransom, all sorts of charges against him. And he was there for a medical checkup in IJIMS at the behest of the Beur jail authorities. But now the question is, Niranjan, look at him. He is openly seen walking scot-free under police protection, smoking, which is not allowed to do so. And this goes to show the high-headed attitude of the JDU MLA. And this is not the first time he's been seen smoking on camera while giving interviews to journalists in Mokama. Second, in 2007, this is only cigarette, but in 2007, he was seen openly brandishing AK-47 rifle. And in 2017, AK-47 rifles were recovered from his house in Mokama, for which he was arrested for keeping illegal firearms. Thereafter, he got a bail, and then he joined the RJD, then again came back to the JDU. Now, the question is, the Home Minister is Samrat Chaudhary, and the Home Department for the first time has gone in the hands of BJP leader Samrat Chaudhary. Now the question is, will Samrat Chaudhary take action against JDU Bahubali MLA Anand Singh? That is the question, because Samrat has been making tall claims about improving law and order situation in the state, with his famous lines that patal se bhi apradhiyon ko pakad kar layenge. Now the challenge is before Samrat Chaudhary to get hold of this gangster JDU MLA and book him, and also to take action against the jail authorities under whose supervision he had gone there for a medical checkup. We spoke to JDU Minister Ashok Chaudhary. He said that he is not aware about the social media video. When was this video shot? He will inquire into it. Nobody making a statement on this. But yes, this is surfaced on the social media and sought by some of his supporters. And Republic TV is using this video as when RJD spokesperson Priyanka Bharti tweeted this, questioning the law and order situation in the state. The RJD and the Congress party has also attacked. It was at the behest of Priyanka Bharti, the RJD leader, who had tweeted this video. We are running this story. Back to you.
Yes, and no word from the Nitish government yet. Ladies and gentlemen, Prakash, be with me, because I want to show the video of what happened in Bihar just before the elections. Mokama, Bihar. When can we play the visuals of Mokama, Bihar? When just before the elections, there was a huge fight. It was all captured on camera. Two groups at war. The visuals of Mokama. As I play those visuals, Prakash, has the Nitish government said a word? Have we heard from them on this yet?
That's what I told you, Niranjan, that I spoke to JDU Minister Ashok Chaudhary.
Yes.
He's a part of Nitish cabinet. And he categorically said that he is not aware about the video. You will get to play that soundbite as soon as it is ingested. He said that he's not aware about the video. It's a social media video. When was this shot? He will inquire into it. And will also question some other leaders as well. So political leaders of BJP, JDU brushing aside this issue because it pertains to the ruling party dispensation. But yes, the onus is on, the larger picture is, Niranjan, the onus is on Samrat Chaudhary now. He is the Home Minister of the state, and the jail authorities are under him. They have to report him. So now the question is, will he take action against the JDU MLA? That is the $1 million question. We'll wait and watch and keep a tab on him.
Yeah, Patal se bhi leke aayenge. That was the dialogue, right? So we'll try and get. Why don't you, Prakash? Why don't we let you go now? But why don't you try and ask these questions to the Deputy Chief Minister and the Chief Minister? Let's see what they say. Let's see what JDU says. Hey, this is a video of a sitting MLA, arrested MLA, in custody, walking into a jail with bouquets. Does it seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, like he's an arrested MLA? Does he look like he's an arrested MLA? Walks into a hospital smoking. Yeah, how many people in jail can get that treatment? Where you can walk in to hospital, police are allowing him to smoke. The police are allowing him to smoke. Forget about allowing him to smoke. Police are allowing him to smoke while inside a hospital. What a joke in Bihar. That's a visual. We'll try and ask some questions of Nitish Kumar's party, of the BJP as well. Samrat Chaudhary is the Deputy Chief Minister, the Home Minister. Let's see if he responds to this. Let's move on now. Okay, Bollywood actor Govinda has broken his silence on something that's brewing within his family and a rift with his wife, Sunita Ahuja. Now, a few weeks back, there was a video where he came out and he said all's well. But there is a soundbite of him now calling it a part of a big conspiracy. He's saying that his family should not fall prey to a conspiracy. Speaking to the media, Govinda said that some family members are being unknowingly used to spread misinformation and that his silence was being misinterpreted as weakness. I want to go across to Satya Prakash, who's joining us. We have the soundbite of Govinda. I'll just pull out that soundbite. And let's tell you that Govinda, while speaking, has clarified that there are no issues in his personal life and has expressed concern over attempts. He claims there are attempts made to damage his personal and professional image. And he says he's focusing on maintaining peace within his family amid ongoing rumors. And this is the soundbite of Govinda. In fact, what we will also do is in the next 10 seconds, we will pull out the soundbite of Govinda. He spoke to the media this morning. We have the soundbite. And as of now, I'm going to open it on video. I'm going to open it on video right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to open it in just a few seconds. But let me tell you what Govinda has said. Govinda has said that he was told that his family would be used in such a situation and that he would be cut off from society and that his films did not get a market. And he also left many of them. He says his wife is worried about how the household will run this way. And he says when popularity exceeds a limit, many people get nervous, even the unexpected ones. I saw this happen with the senior actor as well. I only pray for the welfare of my children. In fact, he's broken silence on reports in the last few months. He also says, I have told Krishna that he is being used to insult me and therefore he must take care of my reputation. Sunita used to get angry. I wouldn't want to stay in the industry I worked in for so many years, but alertness is very necessary. There are some notions being created. I have just entered Shiv Sena and such conspiracies have started. I should not be considered weak and people should think about my past works before speaking anything against me. That was a soundbite of Govinda. Let's see if we have the soundbite now and we can play that out. Okay. So it is for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, that Govinda has broken his silence. And he says that the timing when this conspiracy is being hatched against him, interestingly, when he has joined the Shiv Sena. Here's a soundbite of Govinda. Let's play it out.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है ज़्यादातर तो लेडीज़ रॉन्ग नहीं होती हैं और मैं बहुत ही शुरुआत में मेरी माताजी आदरणीय निर्मला देवी जी, चाहे मेरी आदरणीय सास हो, चाहे मेरे घर परिवार की जो लेडी हो, आई नेवर गो अगेंस्ट। और थोड़ा विपरीतताओं के अंदर आपके अलग अलग विचारधारा, मतलब कि ये ऐसा है, वैसा है, ये अच्छा है, वैसा है, ऐसा वो चैनल स्टार्ट की हुई है तो उस पर डिस्कस करती हैं। और चैनल के डिस्कस बहुत ही प्रायोगिक और विचारधाराओं से प्रेरित अपने हिसाब से लेडीज़ लोग डिस्कस किया करती। मुझे मेरे एक मित्र ने कहा था कि गोविंद, तुम्हारे साथ थोड़ा सा राइट वर्ड्स में कहा जाए तो कॉन्स्पिरेसी टाइप की जो है ये आज नहीं बहुत वर्षों से चल रही है, तो उससे तुम कैसे बाहर निकलोगे? तो मैं कहा, देखिए, एक आध 2 साल, 4 साल, 5 साल, 9-10 साल या फिर 14-15 साल योग होते हैं। हम पूजा प्रार्थना किया करते हैं, यज्ञ करवाते हैं, पर जब 14-15 साल से वार्तालाप आगे निकलता है तो फिर वो योग नहीं, फिर वो प्रयोग होता है। तो किसी की सोची समझी साजिश में घर परिवार आ जाता है, डर जाते हैं लोग, वो सभी गोविंदा नहीं है। और फिर थोड़ा सा अलगाव नजर आ जाता है। पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ऐसे तो बहुत ही ज़हीन है, वो पढ़ी लिखी है, भाषा में गलत नहीं होता है। और परंतु पिछले दिनों में मैं जो देख रहा हूँ, कभी कभी हम मुंह नहीं खोलते हैं तो या हम कमज़ोर नज़र आते हैं या ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ ये दुष्ट होंगे बोलते कैसे नहीं है। तो मैं आज उत्तर दे रहा हूँ। मुझे ये कहा गया था कि इसमें आपके परिवार का, घर का जो लोग हैं वो यूज़ हो सकते हैं, उन्हें इसका पता नहीं चलेगा कि वो एक बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी के अंदर शुरुआती तौर पे इस्तेमाल हो रहे हैं, जिसमें आदमी को पहले परिवार से तोड़ा जाता है, फिर समाज से तो तोड़ा ही हुआ है। मुझे इतने साल काम से तोड़ा हुआ है, मुझे मेरी फिल्मों के लिए मार्केट नहीं मिली। और मैं इसका रोना ऐसा नहीं समझिएगा, आप रो रहा हूँ कृपया नहीं सोचिएगा। मैं भी बहुत सारी फिल्में छोड़ चुका हूँ, इसलिए मैं रोना नहीं रोता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे वो जो चाहिए, जो मुझे चाहिए तो वो कहाँ करती हैं कि आपको जो चाहिए वो मिलता नहीं है, और जो मिलता है वो आपको चाहिए नहीं, तो फिर घर कैसे चलेगा। तो लेडीज़ का थॉट अलग होता है। परंतु वो कभी ये नहीं सोच सकती कि एक बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी के ओपनिंग बैटमैन में आपको मैदान में उतार दिया गया है, फिर उसके बाद में समाज में बदनाम कर देना, फिर समाज से बदनाम करके कुछ ऐसी चीज़ थोप देना। जैसे मेरे पे पहले शुरुआती तौर के अंदर एक बहुत ही भयंकर टाइप के एक आदमी ने मेरे पे आरोप लगाने चाहे थे और वो एक्सपोज हो गया था। तो फिल्म लाइन में जिस वक्त आपकी प्रचलितता एक हद से बाहर निकलती है, तो विचलितताओं के साथ बहुत सारे लोग आगे आते हैं जो अपेक्षित नहीं होते, वो भी
सक्सेस की कॉस्ट है।
ये शोहरत और दौलत ये बख्शती नहीं है।
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a story developing in Karnataka of an alleged bribe tape. And in this bribe tape, a minister's name is being mentioned. The name of the minister is not mentioned, but it's a crackdown on officials. Let's play the pictures of the chief minister, because the chief minister has gone silent. These are the wrong pictures. We'll play the right pictures. Yeah. Who's the minister? Nobody knows, but there is a crackdown over a bribe tape. There is a crackdown over the bribe tape, and we are going to the story. And let me go across to Abhishek, who's joining us. Abhishek, tell us more about this tape. Do we know who's on tape? And what is the government saying about this minister?
Niranjan, the conversation was between an officer of the excise department who had a conversation with another contractor, or probably the bar owner who wanted to get a license for his bar. Initially, it is mentioned that the demand of bribe has been kept on the recorded call itself. And also, he mentions that a major portion of the bribe will have to go to the minister indirectly.
Mic on mute.
And also, it is mentioned the fact that RB Timapura's audio Vartila.
Abhishek, we can hear. Let's put the pictures of the chief minister, please. Chief minister's picture, because the chief minister has gone silent. Let's go to the chief minister's picture. What is the chief minister saying? Abhishek, do we know who this official is, or who the minister is? We lost your audio in between there.
Niranjan, it is the excise minister RB Timapura, whose name has been brought into the limelight after the audio which was recorded between officer and bar owner, which went viral. The BJP Karnataka has demanded the immediate resignation of RB Timapura, because the audio very clearly mentions that a major portion of the bribe will have to be given to the minister, and also the person who will be handling the movement or the transportation of the bribe will be RB Timapura's son. Clearly, this is an indication from from the audio that the government, the minister and his son is involved in the bribery, and they have mocked up on their own system, where Siddaramaiah had claimed that they are zero tolerant towards any such allegations. Previously, it was Nagendra who had stepped down and who had resigned from his position of the minister after Valmiki issue happened in the state of Karnataka. Now, even when Siddaramaiah took over the charge as the chief minister, a Muda scam had happened, after which Siddaramaiah made sure that he returned all the 14 sites to the Muda authority. After which it is R.B. Timmapura's son, the BJP Karnataka, is demanding that he immediately resigns from the position because of a serious allegation that he is facing along with his son. And also, the BJP has demanded that this case be given to an external investigation agency, because it is sure that the government will mount pressure on investigating agencies to make sure that the allegation comes false because of defamation of the government. We are awaiting the response of CM Siddaramaiah and also some of the ministers, the district in charge minister, the MLAs and various other people who belong to the Congress government, especially ITBT Minister Priyank Kharge has mentioned that none of the politicians within the government, none of the Congress workers, none of the Congress leaders are supporting this kind of allegation. They will make sure that they will come up with a solution, and CM Siddaramaiah has made sure that he has also directed all his officials to get a report on this, and also some of the officials who were heard on the conversation have been taken into the custody of the Lokayukta after they securely laid a trap on this personnel. The ring has to be brought into the limelight is what CM Siddaramaiah has very clearly mentioned. So we are awaiting the actual response from CM Siddaramaiah, because he has on record only in couple of instances mentioned that there will be action on the allegation. However, there is no particular action on the minister and his son as of now. So we are awaiting the response of CM Siddaramaiah. Niranjan.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that, Abhishek. In fact, there is also a tape. We'll get you that tape in a short while from now. Several officials have been arrested. We have the pictures of the officials. We will get you that in just a bit. But ladies and gentlemen, the next story we're getting to you is from Iran. Now, USAID. Now, we all know about USAID and how the US has funded regime change across the world. In Bangladesh, in Nepal, and now it appears even in Iran, whatever's been happening, there are some details that we've picked up of how USAID funded who is now one of the biggest critics of Iran. And her name is Masih Ali Nehad. Now, details show that over the years, USAID was used to send almost 1 million to this activist who's an anti-Iran activist, anti-Tehran activist, and received almost 1 million to talk about the different movements in Iran, including the hijab movement and most recently the protests across Iran. Let's go across to my colleague Ishita joining us. Ishita, what do we know about the funding? What do these documents show us?
When we talk about US support for anti-Iranian voices, that is not something that's hidden from people around the world. But the big question is that support only coming in terms of words of solidarity, or is it also about monetary support? Now, the numbers Republic has access to show that Masih, who happens to be one of the most vocal anti-Khamenei voices from Iran, she has been funded, in fact, by USAID over the years. Now, USAID happens to be a tool that Washington has used over the years to propel anti-regime operations. We have seen that happen in Nepal, where the organizations which were backing the Gen Z revolutionaries, they also have found two links with USAID. Even in Bangladesh, Unis's Grameen Bank had links with USAID, and now links with the USAID and Iran's most vocal critic of Khamenei has come out. We have access to numbers, and we see over 1 decade, about $1 million were funded to her to propel protests in the country. In fact, you see Masih was the face of 2014 Wednesday campaign in the country. Wednesday campaign was a campaign against compulsory hijab, one of the most biggest protests that Iran witnessed, in fact, back in 2014. And she was the face of it, and she has been receiving money from Washington. Now, interestingly, she also addressed a UNSC a few days back, and she talked about the oppression going on against the protesters in Iran. And she clearly stated that she's not an agent of America. America. But she's thankful to Washington for the protection that she's been granted, because there have been, attempts again on her life over the years. But you see, numbers tell a different story. She has also been receiving money from the US through USAID to engineer protests in Iran.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That was a story, interesting story, because she's been the face of all the comments that have been coming in against the Iranian regime. It appears that she is Iranian, and she is now an Iranian American, has moved to America, but has been the voice in the face of these protests. Interesting that even she was paid by USAID millions over the years. That's it on this edition of the live reporting. Short break. Back with the headlines in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 9 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. but we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. And they won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force.
So Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible just a few weeks ago. We're watching the situation very carefully. I've made the statement very strongly that if they
Year 2024 was all about prompts. 2025 was all about pilots in the AI domain, and 2026 has been the talk about AI agents delivering ROI. So from a general user perspective, yes, that's how AI is deemed. But AI is actually way more than that. And AI hasn't been in our life just for last 2 odd years, as most of us feel. AI has been there for decades. And there are a lot of stuff which is happening in the AI domain that can affect and improve our lives on a daily basis. I'll probably take some sectors and examples from that to make it easier. So let's take the example of agriculture, one of the biggest sector in India. 450 million people are involved with agriculture in some way or the other. Now, there are AI models today which can help a farmer to get information about the soil, about the water level in the ground, to understand the pest and disease that's affecting their crop, which could help them on a daily basis.
Okay.
And there are options to extend that with AI agents, that once pest is detected in their crop, they can be connected to Pradhan Mantri's crop insurance scheme and even get the credit or the benefit from that. So that's one impact that AI is making in general person's life today. If I were to talk about education, now India is very diverse in terms of the languages that we speak. We have officially recognized 22 languages, 19,600 plus dialects. So at every 50 kilometer distance in India, the dialect changes.
Language.
Yeah, so
changes, yeah.
That's how diverse it is. Now, in our education space today, in many remote parts of the country, the teacher to student ratio, I would say, would be very close to 1:50.
Yes.
And that's how difficult the situation is. So when you think of a personalized AI tutor, just think of the impact. If the tutor can talk in the vernacular language, if we can solve that problem, the impact that it will bring to the students, that's what what AI can do.
You have actually what Gaurav has touched here is a very important point. Like for a country like United States, where English is a language, broader probably 98% people talk and speak in English. So even when you train the AI, it's just like you are catering to one audience. Come to India and you have like every 15 kilometers the language changes. So the challenges of AI also is like the challenge that probably you would be dealing if you want to implement something here in India is much more than what anybody else can imagine. Am I right, Gaurav?
That's true, actually. And it's not just about the challenges which are inherent to India, which, as you rightly said, the vernacular challenge being one, but also the infrastructure that we have.
Okay.
Now, just like if I go back a decade when we were starting Avatar, at that point, starting an AI company in India was like trying to hike a mountain with no map, no paved trail, and no supplies, which you would have to figure as you go along. So we had gone through that journey, in terms of how to build a true AI company which can deliver value, deliver impact for the end user. That has been our journey.
So talking about challenges, Gaurav, you have probably created your own company which is actually trying to build something that I will ask you later. But tell me something. Every industry has its own challenges to overcome. So when I talk to a founder of AI startup, I would say he's in 10 years. I kept telling him that I can't believe you are in this industry for 10 years. Okay, but what was the initial challenge that you had to overcome, and have things been different now, or like there are still a lot of roadblocks and things to overcome? So please give us some insight.
Yeah, I'll try to break those challenges down into few buckets. But first of all, to tell you, yes, things are much better now in the entire ecosystem. So I could think of 4 distinct buckets, Himanshu, in which I'll try to put those challenges. Because I was talking about that trekking a mountain, let me continue with that example. First would be the map challenge. Map in the sense we never had enough data or the right structured form of data to train an AI model, and which is bare essential to build any model out there. Second, I would say, is the oxygen challenge. Now, to build a model, you need compute. You need the right kind of GPUs and now TPUs to train your model, then run the model and the inference part of it to serve the end consumer. That oxygen or that supply was missing.
Okay.
Third came the trust. We all know about the hallucination in the AI space, how difficult it is to trust the fairness and understand the explainability part of an AI model in terms of how it arrived to that answer, which even the developer of that model cannot really tell. So that trust has been the third factor, and eventually because we have been serving enterprises for over a decade now, all Fortune 500 companies, the workflow was the fourth bucket. Workflow in the terms that how the application layer would pan out. Now, when I just look today at how the ecosystem has evolved, on the data side, we have a lot of structured data come in. AI Kosh today, the platform under India AI Mission, that houses more than 7,000 data sets across different domains. When you look at the oxygen, the compute, which is important, right? Today, again, thanks to our Honorable PM's initiatives, we have 38,000 GPUs and TPUs.
38,000.
38,000 GPUs and TPUs allocated under that mission, which is available at a heavily subsidized rate of 65 rupees per hour. That's the last number I remember, which is not available anywhere in the world.
Okay.
So that gives you an inherent advantage to train models in India, to build applications in India. When you look at the trust ecosystem, that's what actually we are working with UAI, a unified AI interface, which is very similar to UPI.
I was about UPI for AI.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, but we are trying to build that protocol into the system to bring in trust and safety. And the application is then, I don't think India ever was short on the workflow level. We have very immensely talented
people
group who can create a lot of solutions using AI. We have been doing that. Now, as the ecosystem is getting geared to support what we need, I think the fourth bucket would get automatically solved. But yeah, things have evolved a lot for the better.
Gaurav, now I'll come to that question about from model to a market thing, implementation. Tell us the transition and how soon we can expect these models working in the markets and serving the industry.
Well, idea is that 2026 would be that year that we get all these models at a population scale level. That has been the push and the motivation from our Honorable PM as well to do that. Okay. That's the idea behind India AI Mission, practically. The models in the past, they have kind of suffered from different silos. You would have data silos, as I talked about, unstructured data sitting in different, maybe in ministries and departments, not able to connect them. Model silos that you connect different solutions, like one for vernacular language, one for reasoning, how to connect those models, and then trust silos also that we talked about. Under UAI, our focus or our journey is practically from silos to Sangam, if I could call it so.
Okay, from silos to Sangam.
Yes, to bringing all these together. So a common protocol, unified protocol at a nation level, which could connect the data, connect the model, bring the providers closer to the seekers, the providers of these models and data sets to the seekers of AI applications on the other side, and make this population scale growth happen, because it's eventually, Himanshu, at the impact level where you can get the market. You can build the best of the models, but the scale is not achieved with math. It is achieved with marketability at the end of the day.
Yes.
If your application is marketable, you will get the scale. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so now I'm trying to be a bit of a devil's advocate here. So like all of the problem here, we talk about ChatGPT, we talk about Gemini, we talk about the Chinese version of ChatGPT, and a lot of other models that we see people across the globe. But when you talk about building something here in India, we don't have that that kind of, like, at least just name one particular name or probably a few examples you can say that, okay, these are Indian things that we can be proud of. So when do you think we are reaching that stage?
In some aspects, we are already there. So in terms of language, I would say with Bhashini and AI for Bharat, there's no other model globally which can cover all the, I think Bhashini today covers 35 plus languages of India. So there's no other global model which covers with the same depth and breadth. So on certain vernacular aspects, we are there. Over the course of this year, on the reasoning front also, we'll have at least couple of strong large language models which will come up. I mean, it's again part of our India AI mission, which you will see getting released over the course of this year. And then for other nuances as well, you know, in agriculture, in healthcare, in education, even in industries, we are also, at Avatar, we are also building various such use cases which will come over the course of this year. You talked about Chinese models and all. Now, again, with some of these models are definitely the state of the art today. They are the industry benchmark today. But the problem with them is that they don't understand the nuances of India. They don't understand our festivals. They don't understand our culture. They don't understand our faces. So, yes, you can use them, but it won't be the most optimum result that you would want. So just in comparison to that, like Avatar is building a video AI model, and the leading right now competition is with Van from China. So we are building this video AI model which will help the local businesses, the local entrepreneurs to use that and leverage it with better efficiency and better culture nuances of India, but at 1/3 of the cost. So frugal innovation is the game in India. You always have to, because we have a 1.4 billion population, we have to serve them. You have to get it better at a cheaper aspect as well. So our focus has been that, and I think there are other players also which you would see getting coming to the market over the course of this year.
Wonderful. Gaurav Vaid, it was indeed a pleasure talking to you. And imagine when AI built by Indian entrepreneurs, they start helping our farmers, our scientists, our doctors, our engineers, our students and university campuses. Like, it opens up a whole new game. Gaurav Vaid, thank you. Thanks for such an insightful talk and the knowledge that you have shared. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Manchu.
Thank you, everyone.
Right, so this was from the AI Summit and Awards 2026, and let's move on to our big breaking news that we are getting right now at this moment, and it's related to TVK Chief Vijay. The charge sheet from CBI over Karur stampede will be filed in February mid. Big breaking development coming in right at this moment. Now, sources claim that the charge sheet will be filed by the CBI before state elections. Now, Vijay's name might be included. While this development comes in, TVK Chief is also being questioned by the CBI in Delhi. He is in Delhi. He is here for the second round of questioning by the CBI. There was a break due to the Pongal celebrations, and now he is back for questioning. And this is the latest development that we are getting, that the charge sheet from CBI over Karur stampede will be filed in February mid. Now, sources claim that the charge sheet will be filed by the CBI before the state election. questions. So TVK Chief Vijay is in Delhi. The actor arrived at the agency headquarters. He came in a fleet of luxury cars, as you can see. He came to the CBI headquarters there, and he is being questioned during the day by a team of officials, senior officials, the rank of Deputy Superintendent rank officer drawn from the anti-corruption unit of the agency. And the questioning is still on, and he will be questioned for a bit longer this time again. And Vijay was questioned previously also in CBI headquarters in New Delhi on January 12 for more than 6 hours. He was grilled for more than 6 hours, and then he was asked to come again. And this is the second round of questioning that he is facing. And this is for the Karur stampede, which claimed 41 lives. All right, we have Soumya and Sharda with us, both joining us live. Sharda, this is a very big development that is coming in right at this moment, and it's about the charge sheet. And it's claimed that the charge sheet from CBI over Karur stampede will be filed in February mid. What are the latest developments we are getting right now at this moment?
Well, this is the second summons given to actor Vijay, and he is right now at the CBI headquarters. And while the questioning is underway, the important questions asked by the CBI is whether Vijay understood the situation even when the police stopped him at the entrance of that particular road where the stampede had occurred. And also questions Vijay when was it that it came to notice that there was a stampede-like situation and that the people were fainting? And these are the questions that's being asked. And amidst this way, sources from the CBI headquarters have been notifying that there might be a charge sheet filed very soon, which is expected to be in the mid of February, and the charge sheet will be filed before the elections, which is to be set in the month of April in the state of Tamil Nadu. Also, what we have to notice here is that after this, the final report by the CBI will be submitted. Just one cross-verification will be done after Vijay is answerable to the CBI, that answers the CBI today, then following which a cross-verification will be done with the eyewitnesses from the Karur stampede case, for which the Tamil Nadu police will also be summoned and called earlier. The summons had been given to the Tamil Nadu government police, but the date is yet to be fixed. So now, after Vijay, a cross-verification will be done with the Tamil Nadu police, who were the eyewitnesses of the Karur stampede, following which the final report will be submitted, and the CBI headquarters is expected to file the charge sheet in the mid of February. And there's a main question that's coming here is whether Vijay's name will be there in the charge sheet or not. If that's the case, if
that kept me, awake, and I thought, agar IIT se padha hu to bhuka to nahi marunga, so I should try. I should try building it myself. In the process, I'll learn why India is not building products, right? And my journey from 2003 till today has been to deliver a world-class product company out of India, and I've been at it at the same company, right? So there are some learnings that I have, and AI perhaps is impacting our space more than anything else. Okay, yeah. So last 1.5 decades, I think we have done a really, really good job at whatever has worked in the West, we bring it to India and scale. So we got taxis and make them very accessible. These days we have issues there also with cancellations, but that model has scaled well. We got an app where you can discover local hotels, and that scaled really well. We got local deliveries like crazy. We have optimized the hell out of it, 10 minutes, and it's a national debate. And it has become a hobby to order twice because you forget something. In fact, at my place, when a Blinkit order gets delivered, the first question is, kiska Blinkit aaya hai? So I think we have adopted those models in the West really well, and I use the word adopted with a little bit of confession. And it has been good, because it has made the digital literacy in the country really, really move up. My dad can now use an app very, very easily. And I think these apps and these models are really great at teaching people how to use some of these tools and frameworks. It has also done something else which is good, which is we have created a large talent pool of product people in India. So now there are product UX engineers, really high-end engineers available in India, and I think that's a very, very good mix. However, the same framework must not be used for AI. And I do not say this with an ego or a pride that India has to deliver its own foundational models. I say this because India is actually very different. Okay, so we cannot copy-paste what is happening in the West into India. And the reason is not because I get emotional about it, that India, if China has delivered a foundational model, India should also deliver it. It is because the constraints in India are very, very different. And if you don't consider constraints, usually your products become a bad fit. And we should make sure that what we deliver for India today is useful and meaningful for India. There are two spaces, and all of you would have heard of it, apart from the ChatGPT or a Gemini that all of us use as consumers. There are two spaces that are getting really disrupted. The first is AI is really getting good at coding. I don't know how many of you have used it, but I think there was a news yesterday or day before yesterday that Claude launched Claude Work, which was created in two weeks, and 100% of that was coded by AI. So I think this is one trend which is really, really, really foundational to how software would be written in the world. And the second trend is conversations, especially business to consumer conversations. And that's an area that I understand, and that's an area that I want to talk about today. World over, people believe that most of the business conversations that we do today with the bank, with the retail company, with the e-commerce company would be automated. But I believe that India there is very, very different. India is not just a very large market. It's a mix of hundreds of languages, multiple dialects. We heard the previous speakers talking about it. There are nuances, cultural nuances, that somebody who's talking to you while solving your problem has to understand. And if you don't get that right, the trust would break. So we can't copy-paste a model. We can't think of how the West is thinking. In India, we intuitively know this. We love to discuss, we love to negotiate. Most businesses run on large-scale conversations. Everything is negotiated in India. Relationships, salaries, marriages, especially marriages. And that's a nuance which is not true for a lot of other countries. It is true for some countries like Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia. I think there are India-like countries that are there, but not true for the West. In West, everything is set framework. You don't need to talk a lot. In India, we love to talk a lot. I don't know how many of you remember that Airtel ad, "Baat karne se hi baat banti hai," right? Which encourages you to talk. So India is like that. Imagine that you were doing a bank transaction and your card got blocked. You actually need somebody to say, "हाँ sir, बताइए क्या हो गया?" And that conversation should end with, "चिंता मत करिए sir, हो जाएगा." If you don't have that in India, the customer will not feel satisfied. You can't give them a ticket number. They don't feel satisfied, right? Whereas in the West, there is this trust that if a ticket number is given, something will happen. Here, if you don't have an assurance from somebody who is a human being, who is empathetic, it is your accountability. You have told me solve ho jayega. If that is not done, our customers don't feel satisfied, right? All of us here would feel that. If you don't have an assurance from a human being, you will not feel that my problem will be solved. A system cannot solve my problem. That's cultural. That is also because for anything to get done, we have always been made to wait. And wait because we are so many of us, right? So queues is a common thing. Okay, I'll tell you a joke. You put a queue anywhere in India without asking what is the queue for, people will stand in the queue because something good will happen at the end of the queue. I don't know how many of you have experienced this, how many of the new generation has experienced this. But if you put a queue in India, at the end of the queue, there is a pot of gold. Something is there, some value is there, right? So I call it the trust tax, right? So in India, the cost of getting trust is that you have to wait. Sorry about the clicker. But the cost of getting trust is that you have to wait. So while the world is thinking about, can I use AI for Can I use AI for completely replacing humans? And I'm not against bots. I think bots or agents or whatever you're going to call them are pretty good because they are very quick. They get the context. They can solve small problems. You don't have to wait. That is a failure mode in India because you can't get trust like that. And the second model is you put humans everywhere. The trust tax of waiting has to be given. So all of us are so used to your call is important to us, but all our agents are busy. That doesn't happen in the West. There are enough people staffed to answer whatever queries are coming. But in India, we have to wait for 5, 7, 15, 30 minutes. The maximum I've waited on an IVR is 30 minutes. And that's a very unique India problem. It is because the organization cannot spend more. The margins are not there. So how do you solve for this conundrum? How do you solve for this very unique problem that India has, that trust can be done only if humans are there, but you can't staff enough humans, otherwise the business model will completely falter. What if I tell you that there is a third model possible? And that is what I'm going to talk about today. Think, what is it that you want to eliminate? While the West is saying that labor cost needs to be eliminated, I think what we need to think about is, how to eliminate waiting, how to eliminate repetition. How do you eliminate the wait out of the customer? And how do you eliminate the scenario where the customer has to repeat themselves? How many times it has happened that you call a bank or a company in the morning? I'm not against banks, but banks we all call a lot. So that example comes out. But you call a bank in the morning and you call them in the afternoon and they appear like complete strangers. You have to repeat everything that you have done with the previous context, right? So how do we eliminate repeating and how do we eliminate waiting? That's the framework with which we should approach the problem of automation rather than labor cost arbitrage or removal of labor cost. If we get this model right, if we get this model of making AI and humans work together where wait is eliminated, repetition is eliminated, what are some of the new roles that would come for humans? All of you are aware of air traffic control. So there is this lot of traffic happening and there is this human which is observing it. What if humans could now observe AI and train it for correctness? What if humans could now course correct wherever AI is going wrong? So you have a role called observer. You can have a role where a human can actually audit real human conversations and real bot conversations and then say, here are some of the rules that will make those conversations better. How about having people who have authority to take decisions come at the right time during the conversation and solve the customer problem rather than just asking for queries? So humans should be used where humans are valuable, where judgment is important, where trust is important. And machines can help you take context very quickly and solve simple problems. This is a new paradigm of thinking. As I said, the West is thinking about removing cost from service or removing humans. That model will not work in India because trust is required. So you bring in a human as soon as possible, but don't make them do things that a machine can do. So visualize this model that I'm talking about. I call it harmony. Think of it as Vasudev Kutumbakam. When we think of the global world, we think of AI also like that. How do you bring best of AI, best of humans, and have a method by which context can be passed very quickly and pass it to humans? We call it the AI-human harmony. Okay. So the simple method to understand this. What should humans do? And what should machines do? And what should systems do? Machines, you should handle all repetition. No human should be subjected to repeating the same thing 200 times a day. By the way, if you go to a contact center today, that is what happens. Some of you would have experienced it with your friends. We have, I think, over a 10 lakh workforce in contact centers today. So machines should handle repetitions. Machines should get context very, very quickly. You should no longer be required to say, press 1, press 2, press your patience You should just say what you want, and a machine should be able to understand it very quickly and pass it on to a human. Machine should also be able to do simple resolutions. If it's just about blocking a card, it can be done very quickly. But if it's about understanding your loan and giving you a plan, a human being is required to, because there is trust, empathy, risk that is to be handled there. And what should humans do? Humans should handle emotions, empathy, exceptions, judgments. And what should systems do? As context moves from humans to machines, they should be able to do like a relay race baton pass. There should be no friction in what was told to the machine and what is understood by the human. If we get this right, ladies and gentlemen, while the world is thinking about how AI will replace jobs, if India is able to figure out, especially in this very large space of conversational economy, how humans and AI will coexist and what systems, frameworks, models would enable this to happen, I see this to be an opportunity like no other. And one opportunity that I feel, one area where I feel proud of where India has done really well. And it was not because it was made in India, because it solved for scale, trust. Everybody knows the UPI model, right? The UPI model came out of India, and then whole of Africa, whole of Asia just adopted it. Not because it was Indian, not because it was made in India, because it was solving problems at scale, and it was not based on credit cards. It was not based on too much greed of commissions. It was based on how can we scale something which just works and is really fast. I believe that we have a similar opportunity in the conversational commerce space, where India can export this model of AI-human harmony to the world. How Exotel thinks about it, we have been solving this problem for quite some time. AI should handle volumes, humans should handle moments in any conversation. And all conversations can be broken up into this is just transaction and this is where the crux of the matter is. So if you can bring in a human being as soon as you sense need for empathy, fear, emotion, bring in a human being to handle that conversation. Until such time, make sure that the machine has collected enough context about the customer, their problem, and what has been happening with them in the past.
Jailed JDU MLA Anand Singh smokes in hospital on camera. Cops and next to him do nothing. Opposition slams the Nitish government over law and order situation. As RJD sharpens attack over Anand Singh, calling the shots, the Nitish government maintains a radio silence. Controversy escalates after A.R. Rahman comment. Bollywood actor Govinda reacts to rumors of a rift with his wife Sunita Ahuja, says that no issues in marriage. Controversy escalates after A.R. Rahman comment over bias in Bollywood. Daughter says Rahman spoke his mind. Top officials arrested over bribe claim in Karnataka. Alleged tape submitted mentions a minister seeking bribe for license. US documents show anti-Iran Critic are being funded by USAID over the years. Welcome viewers, you're watching Public with me, Shraddha Mitra. Top focus at this hour. Now, Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena is bargaining hard with the ally BJP, and this is over the crucial Mumbai's mayor post, shifting its 29 corporators to a luxury hotel in Bandra amid fears of poaching. Now, Shinde is pressing, in fact, for a 2.5-year mayoral term for his party. Meanwhile, the BJP is insisting on holding the post for the full 5-year tenure. Now, this has prompted the Saffron Party to reportedly explore a plan B that includes reaching out to Uddhav Thackeray-led Sena corporators. Now, viewers, as a political brinksmanship intensifies, sources say that Uddhav Sena may walk out during the voting process in the BMC House. And this is the latest we're getting as far as resort politics in Maharashtra is concerned. All right, my colleague Meenakshi is now joining me on this. Meenakshi, do tell us, the resort politics is continuing in Maharashtra. Shinde is concerned and wants to bargain hard with his 29 corporators. Meanwhile, BJP is thinking of a plan B. Give us more details.
Yes, as you have rightly mentioned that the resort politics return in Mumbai after BMC election, the move by Shinde for 229 corporators to luxurious hotel in Mumbai being seen as a strategy to his bargaining power with BJP. And from sources we are getting information that as the Shiv Sena eyes in the BJP mayor's post despite being a junior partner in the alliance. What is the BMC math? We have to know what is the majority number. We know the majority mark is 114 in 227 ward BMC, where BJP has owned 89 seats and Shiv Sena Shinde has owned 29 seats. And now together their figure is 118, well past is a majority mark of 114. Now, Shinde's hotel move likely factor in a possible scenario that where opposition parties, if opposition parties join forces, in that case they would need just 8 more elected members to reach the halfway mark to assure the control of the BMC. In this scenario, Eknath Shinde shifted his 29 new elected corporators to the hotel on Saturday. And yesterday night, what we have seen Eknath Shinde had a meeting with 29 corporators, and from his office, we have got information that he guided these 29 new elected corporators how to work on BMC. He said to his corporators, wake up early, go to your area and connect with people directly. He suggested to the newly newly elected corporators. Now, this is the version of Shiv Sena Shinde camp. Now, what is Uddhav Thackeray is now planning. We are getting information that the plan under consideration involves the corporators, those who are loyal to Shiv Sena UBT, Uddhav Thackeray. They working out from the BMC during the mayoral post-election. So what will happen after walkout of Uddhav Sena? It will be easier for the BJP to demonstrate their majority. So this is the situation where Eknath Shinde is planning such a thing, and the other side, Uddhav Thackeray has another plan. Let's see what happened to next. We are getting information. A meeting is underway in this luxurious hotel where 29 new elected corporators are there, and they are likely to choose their group leader. Well,
all right, Meenakshi, so this is where the situation stands as far as Maharashtra politics is concerned, and the question remains who will get the mayor post. Now, we also have a reaction from the Deputy CM himself, Eknath Shinde. Let's listen in.
सब इकट्ठा हो गए, साथ में आए, बहुत दिन से चुनाव में बिजी थे, एक अलग साथ में आ जाएंगे तो वार्ड में कैसा काम करना है, वार्ड में डेवलपमेंट करना है, शॉर्ट टर्म, मिड टर्म, लॉन्ग टर्म, ऐसा जो काम है उसको एक फेज़ में सब प्रस्ताव बनाना और उसका वार्ड को डेवलप करना। लोगों में एक भावना निर्माण होनी चाहिए कि जो चुनकर नगर सेवक दिया है वो हमने अच्छा दिया है, एक आदर्श लोक प्रतिनिधि दिया है, ऐसी भावना लोगों में निर्माण होनी चाहिए। और वार्ड में जितने भी काम हैं उसको जल्द से जल्द हमें आगे कैसे बढ़ाएंगे, ये मैंने उनको कहा है और राज्य सरकार के माध्यम से भी उनको मदद हो जाएगी, हमारे नगर विकास विभाग के माध्यम से होगी। जहाँ SRA प्रकल्प प्रलंबित है, रीडेवलपमेंट के प्रोजेक्ट प्रलंबित हैं, उसको चालना देने का काम कैसे करना है, उनको आगे बढ़ाने की सूचना मैंने दी है, ताकि लोगों में एक ऐसी भावना हो जाए कि ये नगर सेवक हमारे लिए बहुत ही कारगर साबित हो रहा है, हमारा वॉर्ड अच्छा हो रहा है, वॉर्ड में डेव्हलपमेंट हो रही आहे. मुंबई बालेकिल्ल्यामध्ये आम्ही 29 नगरसेवक निवडून आणलेले आहेत आणि हा जनतेचा आशीर्वाद आहे आणि जनतेने आमचं काम स्वीकारलेलं आहे आणि त्यांचं नाकारलेलं आहे. मुंबईचा महापौर महायुतीचा होईल. बघा तुम्हाला सांगतो, हे आता त्यांना त्यांची भीती आहे, त्यांच्या नगरसेवक, त्यांनी त्यांचे नगरसेवक सांभाळून ठेवा.
All right, viewers, and now shifting focus, a charge sheet from CBI over Karur stampede will be filed in mid of February. Sources now claim that the charge sheet will in fact be filed by the CBI elections. Now, Vijay's name might be also be included in that charge sheet. While this development comes in, TVK chief is also being questioned by the CBI in Delhi. This is the latest that we know as far as the legal investigation goes over Karur stampede. Republic has been closely tracking this story, and we're given to understand that the charge sheet may be filed in the mid of February at this point. All right, my colleagues are also joining me on this story. I'm being joined by Sharda from Chennai, as well as Soumya, who's tracking this story live from CBI office. Thank you to both of you for joining us. Sharda, do tell us, we are given to understand that the CBI may now file its charge sheet in the Karur stampede case in the mid of February.
Well, this is the first time that the CBI is mentioning that the charge sheet will be filed against Vijay. Earlier, he was not taken as a suspect in the Karur stampede. Only the party general secretaries were chosen the place and also were responsible for the political campaign at the Karur political campaign was mentioned in the FIRs that was given by, and following which now after the second summon to Vijay today at the CBI headquarters, it is very clear that the CBI is not going to let go of Vijay until he answers all the important questions, especially when was the time that he assessed that the situation at the ground in Karur was getting bad, and whether he understood that the situation is worsening after the police informed him that the crowd is too much than the expected amount, and whether the situation was foreseen by the TVK leaders or not, other important questions being asked. And now at this time, our sources at the CBI is telling us that the charge sheet after this will be made, because the final report should be submitted very soon, because after Vijay it is only the TN police, the ADGP, who is left to be questioned by the CBI in relation to this Karur stampede case, and following which the final report will be given, and the charge sheet is expected to be filed by mid-February to the Supreme Court.
All right, now let's also go across to Soumya, who's joining us live from CBI, outside the CBI office. Soumya, do tell us what is right now happening inside the office. We understand last time the TVK chief was called in, he was grilled over 6 hours. What is the situation right now?
Yes, well, Ishita, see last week how it panned out when the TVK chief came here, when he was summoned for the first time. He came here at around 11:30 and left around 6:30 p.m. in the evening. The questioning lasted for more than 6 hours. Now today when he arrived at 10:30, a little before 10:30, now of course the questioning is underway. Last week, as per sources, we were told that the questioning was around the sequence of event as to how and what led to the stampede, and the important point around which the questioning actually happened was the 7-hour delay. What really happened? Where was he? Why was Vijay late by 7 hours, which eventually led to the crowd swelling up at the spot, wherein we saw 14 innocent lives lost. So at the moment, by sources, we are being told that CBI is most likely revisiting the same sort of questioning, what happened, exactly the same thing that happened last week. The same sort of questioning, the same sort of details will be revisited in its second round of questioning. CBI will be revisiting these details. With that, CBI will be confronting, we are being told that CBI will be confronting Vijay on the basis of the statements that have been recorded right before he was summoned here in the national capital at the CBI headquarters. when the CBI at its temporary office back there in Karur had summoned the local police official, the district administration officers, and the statements that they have given. On that basis, Vijay will be confronted today. So these are the two details that we have access as to how things will pan out, or to say how things have been panning out ever since he entered the CBI headquarters earlier today at around 10:30 a.m. Back to you.
All right, so TVK Chief Vijay's grilling continues in the CBI office. Thank you, Sharda and Soumya, for joining us and giving us those details. And now viewers are moving on. In the Noida techie death case, Naveen Kumar, the junior engineer of the Noida traffic cell, has now been terminated. And of course, the show cause notices has also been issued to the concerned officers and employees responsible for the traffic-related work in Sector 150. Now, issuing a statement, Noida authorities said the CEO has also directed the relevant departments to submit a report on the allocation and the construction of work of Lotus, a builder. So those are the legal actions being taken at this point. Remember, a Noida techie, 27-year-old Yuvraj Mehta lost his life yesterday, and this is what the post-actions we're now witnessing in this Noida techie, in fact, unfortunate death case. All right, so those are the latest details we're getting in, the actions being taken in this case. Remember, this techie was in fact driving home from work earlier yesterday when his car plunged into the drain, and despite rescue teams and police reaching the spot, one could not save him on time, and unfortunately he died. 27-year-old techie, in fact, we're talking about. And now some actions have been taken in this case. We're given to understand that legal notice have been sent to the concerned officials involved in the construction, as well as show cause notices have also been sent. And the Noida traffic cell has in fact been terminated. Those are the latest details we're getting in terms of the action being taken by Noida authorities as far as this case is concerned. Remember, it is in fact the negligence in this case that led to the death of techie. This incident in fact took place a day before yesterday night. In fact, this is when Yuvraj was driving home from his car, and his car collided with the drainage wall, which was in fact not in a good condition. All right, now joining me on this is my colleague Priyanka. Priyanka, do tell us what are the actions that have now been taken. In fact, we are not able to connect with my reporter. Let's move on to another story. A 27-year-old engineer from Noida, as I mentioned before, lost his life in a tragic car crash. And this is as his car, in fact, collided with a drainage boundary near Sector 150 and fell into the deep ditch amid Noida's dense fog. Now we are going to understand an FIR has been filed, and locals are stepping out and protesting against the lack of reflectors on the roads, which is what is believed to have led to this unfortunate incident, with police soon to summon the builders too. Is a quick report on everything which we know so far.
A tragic accident claimed the life of a 27-year-old software engineer in Noida. The deceased, identified as Yuvraj Mehta, was travelling back from Gurugram on Friday night when this accident took place. The absence of reflectors on the road, coupled with Noida's dense fog, was what is now believed to have led to said collision, as his car crashed into a high ground ridge that separates two adjacent drainage basins around Sector 150. And his car consequently fell into a 70 feet deep ditch filled with water.
On the day of 16th January 2026, it was Friday, and Friday night 11:30. It was as normal as usual as any other day for Yuvraj Mehta, a software engineer who was travelling from Gurgaon from his workplace to Noida, Sector 150, where he resides. And what happened next is thrilling, is disheartening. He never expected, his family never expected what happened in those hours. I am talking about Yuvraj Mehta, who died drowning In this pond behind me, you see, this is that pond where Yuvraj drowned. He pleaded for his life in his last hours. For at least 3 hours, Yuvraj was asking for help.
Yuvraj screamed for help as the car started to submerge into the waters, people passing by report. He even called his father in a cry for help.
He called me when he was there in that nala, dangerous nala. After cracking that wall, the car entered into that nala. And he was struggling for a long time, like 2 hours he struggled with life. Very cleverly he escaped from inside a portion of the car and came on the roof of that car and lied on there. Then he switched on his mobile torchlight to indicate his exact location. To keep his courage on, I was continuously in talk with him. कि बेटे हिम्मत रखो, हम लोग हैं, हम लोग उपाय लगा रहे हैं. और यही मैं तो तड़पता रहा वहाँ पे.
And despite the local police, divers and the National Disaster Response Forces arriving promptly and initiating rescue operations, it took about 5 hours amidst the smog to recover the car and the occupant's body. Following the incident, Mehta's family filed a complaint alleging that the authorities had neither installed reflectors nor covered drains along the service road. Widespread outrage consequently was sparked in the aftermath of this incident. Locals organized protests and shouted slogans at authorities, claiming they had repeatedly demanded that installation of reflectors and signage on the service road, but no action was taken. A candlelight protest was also arranged for Sunday evening. This being the second such accident in 15 days only heightened the concerns of the local residents. Authorities are soon to fill the deep ditch with several tons of garbage and debris, as now cement barricades were being installed at the spot. And the Noida police soon put out a statement intimating the public of the accident. The police is soon to issue notices to the builders in this case and summon them for questioning.
थाना नॉलेज पार्क अंतर्गत ये घटना बहुत दुखद घटना घटित हुई है. हम लोग उनके परिवार के साथ खड़े हैं. इस घटना में सूचना मिलते ही स्थानीय पुलिस द्वारा फायर ब्रिगेड को जोड़कर तत्परता से उसको बचाने के लिए सारे उपक्रम सुनिश्चित किए गए हैं. इस घटना के संबंध में जो पीड़ित हैं उनकी तरफ से, उनके परिवार की तरफ से दी गई तहरीर के आधार पर सुसंगत धाराओं में थाना नॉलेज पार्क में अभियोग पंजीकृत किया गया है. हादसे की जांच की जा रही है और जो भी इसमें दोषी पाया जाएगा उसके विरुद्ध कठोरतम कार्रवाई सुनिश्चित की जाएगी.
Local residents await now further corrective action part of authorities as investigations are underway and the FIR has also been filed in the meantime.
All right, viewers, time for a special segment called Bharat in One. Let's get started. CRPF personnel are conducting a major search operation at Maulana Azad Stadium in Jammu using sniper dogs and metal detectors to thoroughly check the venue for suspicious objects. The security checks, in fact, are part of preparations for the Republic Day function where LG Manoj Sinha will hoist the national flag. Police form a special investigation team to probe the mysterious deaths of 2 girl students at Sports Authority of India hostel. The girls, Vaishnavi from Thiruvananthapuram and Sandra from Kozhikode, were found dead at the hostel. Now, parents here alleged trainers were responsible, saying the girls had complained about them earlier. A mother and her son were killed in Vivek Nagar main road in Bengaluru when a college bus allegedly hit them when they were heading to school. The driver fled the scene after the incident. The mother-son duo died instantly due to the impact. All right, viewers, now we have a breaking news coming in. Prashant Kishore is now, in fact, going to be working for the party being formed by Kalwa Kuntla Kavita. Prashant Kishore has shown interest, we are given to understand, in working together with Kavita. And within a span of about 2 months, Prashant Kishore met Kavita twice after coming to Hyderabad on the occasion of Sankrant festival. Kavita held meetings as well with Prashant Kishore for 5 days. Now, in these meetings, Kavita discussed at length with Kishore the idea of forming a party for the people of Telangana and how people can own it as their party and how it should work for peoples, in fact. Now, efforts are continuing towards the formation of this new political party is what we're given to understand. So, viewers, a new political player there, in fact, coming in Telangana with Prashant Kishore joining hands with K. Kavita to form a new party they say is going to work for the people of Telangana. That's the big breaking news coming at this hour. All right, I'm being joined by my colleague Shravan on this. Shravan, we're given to understand a new political player could come up in Telangana with Prashant Kishore now joining hands with K. Kavita. Give us more details.
Well, it isn't like Prashant Kishore would be basically part of the party. It is essentially Prashant Kishore helping K. Kavita to form the political party. This comes after the emotional breakdown that K. Kavita has had on the last day as the MLC on the floor of the assembly, where she has essentially indicated that there wasn't much of a help that she's actually got from her family members. Having said that, she was indirectly taking on her brother KTR, who's now taken the reins of the BRS. In fact, with the fallout that we have seen between the brother and sister, right now K. Kavita has basically gone all out basically against the Congress party in Telangana and is hoping that she will be able to capitalize the situation on the ground. Helping her to do so is none other than political strategist Prashant Kishore, who's also formed a political party and has had a debut in the Bihar elections. But this time, as far as the meetings that have taken place, multiple rounds of meetings have already taken place. During Makar Sankranti, there have been at least 5 meetings that we are given to understand that has taken place between Prashant Kishore and K. Kavita. Apart from that, Prashant Kishore has visited Hyderabad multiple times, and during these meetings, they've essentially spoken about what perhaps would be the pitch for the new political party, given the fact that she is breaking ways from her own family members and the fact that the BRS has been completely silent on this entire matter, with a few political members of the BRS basically indicating that it is unfair on K. Kavita's part to basically blame her brother, or for that matter, even the family members, especially at a time when she was behind bars. It was KTR who had taken up the battle to bring her out of the jail. Here you have had K. Kavita essentially saying that the party has lost touch with the people on the ground and it is now being run by a few. And that's been the grouse that K. Kavita has had. But Prashant Kishore's entering into the fray and perhaps helping K. Kavita brings about a new chapter here for BRS, the former BRS MLC K. Kavita.
All right, Shravan, thank you for joining us and giving us those details there. Prashant Kishore, in fact, helping K. Kavita to form her new party with the strategy. And in fact, this is all we could pack in this edition of Live and Breaking. Thank you so much for joining us. But don't go anywhere. On the other side, jailed JDU MLA Anant Singh smokes in hospital on camera. Cops next to him do nothing. We'll get you all the details on that story on the other side.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा प्योर मसाला
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 9 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी every day.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है?
अरे मेरे राजा, आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
चलो आगे भाई, रामनाथ जी आगे।
And this very important meeting which is taking place right now at the BJP office, and coming the backdrop of Nitin Nabeen, 5-time MLA and BJP president front runner, who's all set to ascend as the party's national president. Getting in these pictures, viewers of Republic TV coming in live. We'll get you more updates as to what exactly is happening. A very important meeting is taking place as we speak. You can see that coming the backdrop of back-to-back updates here on Republic TV, especially as we count down to Nitin Nabeen, who is set to replace JP Nadda as the BJP national president. And his nomination is today. His nomination is today. So we're getting these updates coming in live, pictures coming in for you here on Republic TV. Coming in as the BJP National Working President, Nitin Nabeen is all set to file the nomination for the party National President's post. Today, the nomination process is underway at the party headquarters in Delhi, where the Sangathan Parv event is being held to mark Nabeen's elevation. And these are the visuals that we're getting for our viewers. BJP presidential election, where top BJP leaders are arriving at the BJP headquarters for party president's nomination. All right, let's go straight across to our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, who's joining us. Nomination process, Abhishek, all set and scheduled to take place between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. And what are we seeing on our screens now, Abhishek?
Well, what we're seeing is pictures of BJP leaders arriving, chief ministers, state party presidents. Essentially, what is going to happen today is the official nomination filing by BJP's working president Nitin Nabeen, on his behalf. First, there would be a meeting of all the chief ministers and other leaders of the BJP, and then nomination filing process before the party president. Now, you see, essentially what we are seeing is an internal exercise of the BJP panning out, where you see all the procedures, constitutional provisions as part of the BJP constitution being followed. And the election of the next president panning out. So in case there is a nomination of two individuals, as in one Nitin Nabeen, of course, who's been already appointed as a working president, which is transition which BJP has sort of institutionalized over the last few times. And so the person who becomes the party president is first made working president of the party and effectively is the president designate. That happened in the case of JP Nadda, who's making way now after an extended two-term, and Nitin Nabeen, who was appointed the working president of the party last month, is going to be filing nomination process. The next 2 days, once the nomination is filed today, if there is a contest, which is of course not there because that's how the system works. Given the fact that the leadership has decided that the baton has to be passed from JP Nadda to Nitin Nabeen, and it's likely that today only we would see announcement of the party president also being made following the deadline of. It could be tomorrow actually, because the deadline of waiting for the process. The process has to be followed. We could see the announcement of Nitin Nabeen as the president of the party tomorrow. There is a formal ratification process which goes on with the National Council, where the whole National Council, made up of about 5,000 members from across the country, meets. That's going to happen post-budget session. But effectively, we would have a new party president today once the nomination process ends by the end of the day. The Electoral College there going to elect or rather unanimously agree upon the name of Nitin Nabeen. These leaders who are coming in, pictures of whom we are seeing Shivangi on air, they would be filing the nomination. Nitin Nabeen files one nomination, and then everyone else files those seconding motions, which is going to happen. All the chief ministers of BJP ruled states, deputy chief ministers, etc., from about 20 states have been called, and they are going to be deliberating over the next 2 days. Also, in fact, what we are seeing is a generational shift happening in the BJP, with JP Nadda passing on the baton as party president to Nitin Nabeen, who is just 45 years old, been a minister in the Bihar government and has had no national role earlier insofar as the BJP is concerned. He has had a national role in the student wing, the ABVP, or the youth wing of the party also, but not exactly in the national BJP. And so it's a huge leap of faith also for Nitin Nabeen to graduate from Bihar to national level, and that also in a way reflects the thinking going on in the party. And this is going to have a cascading effect on the government also. First, party structure and organization, because every new president gets to pick up his own team of executive, national executive as it is called. So you're going to see a lot of changes in the general secretaries and the secretaries and the vice presidents of the party at the national level. And subsequently, you're going to see a spin-off in the government, because remember, in the Modi government, third term, we have seen the Modi government 3.0 is also completing its 2 years. But most of the cabinet ministers have been continuing from the second term. Now we're seeing pictures, I believe, Union Minister Rajnath Singh is arriving, possibly, or maybe some other chief ministers arriving. This seems like a union minister. Rajnath Singh, yes, this is Rajnath Singh arriving, being welcomed by the party leaders. In a while, we'll see other leaders arriving. It's party president nomination. You can expect prime minister to arrive after this. Before that, you would have home minister arrive. All the leaders arriving. And that actually shows how seriously the BJP takes its process of following the constitution, the party's constitution. And so we are seeing that panning out. I was talking about the generational shift with Nitin Nabeen in control, in charge. He would be picking up his own set of leaders as executive members, including secretaries, general secretaries, vice presidents. That's going to have a cascading effect on the government. So you can expect, it's been talked for a while, but it will happen subsequently. The transition that gets reflected in the party would get reflected in the government also. The thinking is that based on what rejig happens in the party in terms of office bearers, you would be doing an appraisal and a review of performance, plus a restructuring of the cabinet. So you can see the Council of Ministers also reflecting that change. We are told by our sources that insofar as the party is concerned, given the fact that Nitin Nabeen is just 45 years old, you are going to see a tremendous infusion of young blood happening in the national executive itself, or the national list of office bearers itself, with a tentative age barrier kept at about 55. It's not hard and fast. It's not like a rule, but that would be guiding criteria that those who are getting picked up by Nitin Nabeen, he himself being just 45 years old, should be picking up a young team. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari coming in an EV and making a statement there. And coming back to the conversation we were having, Shivangi, so essentially what we are seeing is a generational shift happening in the party, and a dominoes of that's going to be reflected in the Union Council of Ministers of the Modi government also.
That's right, and you were speaking about a generation shift, that is what everyone is anticipating. And also, this really highlights what direction will things move from now on, because we see that many leaders, top leaders of the BJP are very, very proud that Nitin Nabin will be taking over as a BJP national president, and many of them were celebrating with joy. Yes, BJP set to elect Nitin Nabin as a new national president. It's in a historic election which will be taking place. I will go back to Abhishek Kapoor, but we can see that top leaders are already arriving at the BJP headquarters in New Delhi. And like we were telling our viewers, many of these leaders have said that they are very confident that Nitin Nabin will get a generational shift when it comes to the leadership in the BJP. I think we have a senior executive editor back with us, Abhishek. And Abhishek, you were talking about, how this is a generation shift, because he's just 45 years old and he's set to become the youngest ever person to hold this prestigious position.
Well, yes, he is the youngest BJP president ever to be taking over. He was designated working president last month, and now with this process of nomination, he would be effectively taking over as the party president. JP Nadda, remember, had an extended term. Because of the general elections last year, and subsequently because the party took its own time to decide as to who should be taking over as the next president. And this was the kind of delay that happened led to its own set of speculation as to whether this was happening because the party leadership is not unanimous on whom to pick up, or whether this was because the RSS and the BJP had a rift going on. So all kind of speculation was there. It was ultimately put to rest with Nitin Nabin, and even before that by a statement coming in from RSS president, RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat, where he said that we have no role whatsoever in BJP deciding its president. Had we decided, we would have done it in a different way and perhaps a little earlier. So with that statement came in the process. And remember, we see, for example, in the Congress, there is never a contest on who is going to be president. It's the family decides that this is going to be our nominee, and then that person becomes president. Though, of course, Union Home Minister Amit Shah arriving now there, being welcomed by the office team of the BJP. You can see General Secretary Arun Singh. He's office in charge also of the BJP headquarters at the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg. We are seeing Anil Baluni, the media in charge, his deputy Sanjay Mayuk, among others. And then all these leaders now closeted ahead of the arrival of Nitin Nabin himself and the Prime Minister there, who would be present. And so it's a structured organization, cadre-based organization. First, the district committees were decided, then the district presidents were elected. The district presidents, in turn, picked up their respective state presidents. And a certain number of state presidents had to be elected, half of them. And then only the process of picking up the national president could begin. And subsequently, once even the bigger states like the UP and Gujarat and Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, they had their party presidents. You can see Jyotiraditya Scindia there. Once those party presidents were respective state presidents were decided upon, and then only the process of picking up a national president was picked up, and that's happening now. If you look at the BJP's constitution, the election of the national president is guided by Article 19, which says that the national president shall be elected by an electoral college consisting of members of the National Council as mentioned under Article 28(1)AB and members of the state councils as mentioned under Article 16(1)ABC. So essentially, once, as I was explaining, once all the state or at least half the
दिखाने की कोशिश करता हूं कि आखिर यहाँ की जो स्थिति है वो क्या है।
आप देखिए मणिकर्णिका घाट है, घाट की गलियाँ हैं यहाँ पर, और आप देखिए कुछ लोगों को पुलिस जो ले गई है। हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं और देखते हैं कि जो लोग तस्वीर लिए थे वो तस्वीर लेके वो कहाँ गए, चूँकि उनके पीछे पुलिस भी है, बनारस की पुलिस है। 8 लोगों की FIR है, FIR की गई है, ज़रूरत पड़ने पे और भी FIR हो सकती है। तो आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर किस तरह का माहौल है। तो देखिए हम लोग पहुँच रहे हैं अभी उन लोगों के पास। आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह की स्थिति यहाँ पर है। हाँ देखिए, तो काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर का जो नज़ारा है यहाँ पर, आसपास का जो माहौल है काफ़ी तनावपूर्ण है। पुलिस जो है उन आंदोलनकारियों को यहाँ से भगाई है जो लोग तस्वीरें लेकर प्रोटेस्ट करने आ गए थे। तो आगे भी रिपब्लिक भारत आपको ग्राउंड जीरो से बनारस की पल पल की खबर देता रहेगा, भेजता रहेगा, दिखाता रहेगा। तो आगे जो भी होगा उसको हम पूरी तरह से दिखाने का काम करेंगे। वीडियो जर्नलिस्ट सचिन सैनिक साथ राघवेंद्र पांडे, रिपब्लिक भारत।
All right, getting pictures of Manikarnika Ghat, exclusive pictures coming in Republic TV. This is the fake videos on Varanasi's Manikarnika Ghat case. FIR has been filed. 8 people. And the fake videos are put up by opposition leaders on the demolition at Manikarnika Ghat. So we will get you some more reports coming in. The police have registered around 8 FIRs over these AI-generated images and misleading posts, which are related to the redevelopment work at Manikarnika Ghat. And the officials say that this was fabricated content, which was shared on social media, contrary to actual facts.
लेकिन प्रशासन जो है अलर्ट है, सरकार अलर्ट है। खुद मुख्यमंत्री यहाँ पर पहुँचे थे, उन्होंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की थी, उन्होंने सारी बात कही थी। उन्होंने कहा था कि कुछ मंदिरों के फोटोग्राफ्स जो है AI के द्वारा प्रसारित किए जा रहे हैं, उस पर उस चीज़ों को साफ़ करना चाहिए। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पर वो चीज़ें पुलिस कमिश्नर ने साफ़ की। वाराणसी के जो पुलिस कमिश्नर मोहित अग्रवाल मौके पर आते हैं, दिखाते हैं कि देखिए ये वही मंदिर है जिसको प्रसारित किया जा रहा है, जिसको सोशल मीडिया पे डाला जा रहा है, जिसको लेकर के 8 लोगों पे FIR हुई है, जांच जारी है, नोटिस दिया जा रहा है। नोटिस का जवाब मिलने के बाद कार्रवाई भी होगी, और भी अगर कुछ लोग मिलते हैं उनके ऊपर कार्रवाई होगी। और कुछ लोग अगर अपने ट्वीट्स को डिलीट करते हैं, फिर भी उसके स्क्रीनशॉट्स रख लिए गए हैं, उसको लेकर के कोर्ट में जाएंगे और उसी आधार पे कानून संबद्ध सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई होगी। जी।
Yes. Okay, so we have our colleague there on the ground, and he's getting us his reports. So we'll just keep cutting to the ground as and when he is getting us his updates. Okay, yeah, we have a report again. Let's play that up.
ये लोग यहाँ पर आए हुए थे, हालांकि यहाँ पर कई बार कांग्रेस के भी नेता घाट पे पहुँचे थे। कांग्रेस भी काफ़ी सक्रिय है, अखिलेश यादव लगातार ट्वीट भी कर रहे हैं। उनके कल ही 3 से 4 ट्वीट सिर्फ मणिकर्णिका घाट को लेकर के आए हैं। आप सोशल मीडिया पे खुद सर्च कर सकती हैं, देख सकती हैं कि आखिर किस तरह के जो ट्वीट्स हैं वो सपा अध्यक्ष पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री अखिलेश यादव के आए हैं। तो ऐसे आप सोच लीजिए कि अगर ये लोग ऊपर से अगर इस तरह की चीज़ें कर रहे हैं तो कार्यकर्ताओं पर प्रभाव पड़ेगा ही, और कार्यकर्ता ग्राउंड जीरो पर उतरेगा, क्योंकि वो अपने नेता के बचाव में, नेता को सही साबित करने के लिए कार्यकर्ताओं का धर्म होता है, वो सड़क पर उतरेंगे। और ऐसा ही बनारस में देखने को मिल रहा है। जी।
All right, getting these pictures, and there's a lot of police presence as well that we can see there at Manikarnika Ghat. Just getting our viewers up to date as to what's happening. The police have registered 8 cases over the AI-generated images and misleading posts. We have a report live again. Let's play that up.
इन्हीं गलियों में जहां पर पहले प्रोटेस्ट चल रहा था, वहां कुछ न कुछ शांति दिख रही है। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि पुलिस ने तुरंत उस भीड़ को कंट्रोल किया है। जो लोग फोटो लेकर अचानक सड़कों पर उतरे हुए थे, जो लोग यहाँ पर नारेबाजी कर रहे थे, जो लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे, जो लोग अहिल्याबाई की फ़ोटो लेकर के यूनिटी दिखा रहे थे, उन लोगों को तितर बितर किया गया, उनके ऊपर एक्शन लिया गया। आप देख सकते हैं कि बनारस के एक मोड़ पर लोग यहाँ पर आपको दिखाई दे रहे हैं, कुछ पुलिस की संख्या भी यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रही है। तो इस तरह की जो स्थिति है वो लगातार देखने को मिल रही है। जहाँ तक है कि शायद भीड़ को कंट्रोल कर लिया गया है, क्योंकि इस तरह की नारेबाजी सुनाई नहीं दे रही है और लोग तितर बितर हो गए हैं। चूँकि पुलिस भी आक्रामक हो गई थी। जिस तरह से लोग यहाँ पर अनर्गल सड़कों पर उतरे थे फ़ोटो ले करके, चूँकि मंदिर में अहिल्याबाई की जो मूर्ति है उसको भी मैंने देखा, वह भी पूरी तरह से सुरक्षित है। वहाँ भी बहुत ही दिव्य और भव्य मूर्ति काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर प्रांगण में बनाई गई है, वह भी वहाँ पर पूरी तरह से सुरक्षित है। तो ऐसे में पुलिस ने इन लोगों को पूरी तरह से कहीं न कहीं पूरी जो इनकी जो सोच है उसको उजागर करने का प्रयास किया है, काम किया है। तो आप देख सकते हैं कि काशी विश्वनाथ से रिपब्लिक भारत की ग्राउंड रिपोर्ट।
All right, that was Raghvendra. Our colleague Raghvendra is getting us these live pictures. First and exclusive on Republic TV, Manikarnika Ghat. And at Manikarnika Ghat, we see a lot of developments coming in. This is coming as the fake videos are posted by the opposition claiming allegations of temple demolition. Now we see that some action has been taken. FIR has been lodged. A lot of FIRs have been lodged already. CM Yogi has denied the temple demolition amid Manikarnika corridor row. The AI-generated fake pictures triggered the FIRs in the Manikarnika controversy, and now we see that as the opposition leaders have posted fake videos, we see that some action has been taken. Police presence has been stepped up, like Raghvendra is showing us his pictures. You can see that police presence has been stepped up on the ground, and this is over the fake videos of Manikarnika Ghat redevelopment which had surfaced. Now, the officials say this was fabricated content, was contrary to actual facts of the ongoing work which was happening on the ground. And they say that, that these videos were absolutely fake and AI generated. So the police have registered 8 cases over the AI generated images and misleading posts related to the redevelopment work at Manikarnika Ghat. Okay, Raghvendra is joining us live. Raghvendra, अभी ग्राउंड में क्या हो रहा है? पुलिस प्रेजेंस भी दिख रही है और सिचुएशन क्या है अभी?
देखिए, सिचुएशन ये है कि अभी कुछ लोग अचानक प्रोटेस्ट करने लगे थे और आप देख सकते हैं कि उस प्रोटेस्ट को कंट्रोल करने के लिए यहाँ पर देखिए पैरामिलिट्री फोर्स जो है वो काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर के आसपास उतर चुकी है पूरी तरह से। और अभी जो भीड़ अचानक आई थी अहिल्याबाई की फोटो लेकर जो राजनीति चमकाने के लिए सड़कों पर उतरे थे, पुलिस ने उनको कंट्रोल करने का काम किया है। और पुलिस जो है यहीं पर चौक थाने पर उनको पकड़ कर लाई है। मैं उसी थाने पर पहुँचने का प्रयास करता हूँ। साथ ही खुद बनारस के जो पुलिस कमिश्नर हैं मोहित अग्रवाल, वह मौके पर जाते हैं और यह दिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं कि जो लोग सोशल मीडिया पर यह दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि कुंभा महादेव की मंदिर को तोड़ दिया गया है, वह मंदिर वहां पर अभी भी विद्यमान है, वहां पर पूजा पाठ हो रहा है। खुद रिपब्लिक भारत ने ग्राउंड अपने रिपोर्ट पर उस पूरे मंदिर को दिखाया है जहां पर पूजा पाठ अभी भी जारी है, मंदिर पूरी तरह सुरक्षित है। और इस भ्रामक फोटोग्राफ्स को लेकर के 8 लोगों पर FIR हुई है, जिसमें आम आदमी पार्टी के राज्यसभा सांसद संजय सिंह भी हैं, पप्पू यादव हैं और भी तमाम जो नेता हैं उनका नाम है। 8 लोगों में FIR है। 3 दिन की नोटिस दी गई है अपना जवाब देने के लिए, उसके बाद सख्त कार्रवाई होगी, ऐसा पुलिस कमिश्नर ने कहा है। लेकिन जिस तरह का माहौल बिगाड़ने की कोशिश किया गया है कि चूंकि मणिकर्णिका घाट को डेवलप किया जा रहा है, उसका पुनरुद्धार किया जा रहा है, उसका फिर से निर्माण किया जा रहा है, सौंदर्यीकरण किया जा रहा है, उसको लेकर जिस तरह की यह फोटो वायरल हो रही है, तो कहीं न कहीं मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ भी आए थे और यहाँ पर 45 मिनट प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके गए थे, सारी बातें उन्होंने साफ की थी। और उसी के बाद से एक्शन तेज हो गया है कि जो लोग यहाँ पर माहौल बिगाड़ने का काम कर रहे हैं, जो लोग समाज में नफरत फैला रहे हैं, जो लोग विकास में आड़े आ रहे हैं, ऐसे लोगों पर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। और पुलिस ने पूरी चीजों को दिखाया है कि वह मंदिर अब भी सुरक्षित है। और रही बात निर्माण का, तो वो निर्माण होकर रहेगा, चाहे दाल मंडी में चौड़ीकरण सड़क मार्ग का हो, चौड़ीकरण का हो, और चाहे ये जो घाट है मणिकर्णिका घाट जो विश्व विख्यात घाट है, चाहे उसके सौंदर्यीकरण का मामला हो। तो इस तरह की जो चीजें हैं वो होती रहेंगी, वह रुकने वाली नहीं है। और मैं यहाँ पर चौक थाने पर पहुँच चुका हूँ, आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर। और यहाँ पे अंदर मैं दिखाने की कोशिश करता हूँ कि क्या कुछ लोगों को लाया गया है क्या पकड़ के यहाँ पर। तो देखिए यहाँ पर कुछ लोगों को लाया गया है इसी थाने पर। ये पूरी तरह से काशी विश्वनाथ के बगल में जो थाना है, किधर हैं वो लोग? देखिए मैं अंदर आपको ले, मैं थाने के अंदर का आपको हाल दिखाऊंगा। यहाँ पर ये देखिए चौक थाना है, यहाँ पर मैं कोशिश करता हूँ यहाँ पर दिखाने। मैं अंदर आ सकता हूँ जैसे? अच्छा, तो आप देखिए, ये देखिए, और ये हवालात है अंदर देखिए, जहाँ पे वो लेडीज जो कांस्टेबल हैं, बगल में हवालात है, उसी के अंदर कुछ लोगों को बंद किया गया है जो लोग सड़कों पर उतरे थे। तो आप देख सकते हैं ये चौक थाने की जो पुलिस है यहाँ पर पूरी तरह से मौजूद है और यह भी कहा गया है कि कुछ और लोगों का अगर नाम आएगा तो उनके नाम भी FIR, उनके ऊपर भी FIR होगी और पूरी तरह से सख्त जांच होगी कि जो लोग माहौल बनारस का बिगाड़ेंगे उनको कहीं न कहीं बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जाएगा। जी।
All right. All right, thank you, Raghavan, for getting us all those details. I'll be coming back to you for more as Republic TV gets you the ground reality. Take a short break, viewers. Do not go anywhere. We will continue to be live and breaking. Much more coming up on the other side.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा और प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
At Amity University's 2-week summer school, students of classes 9 to 12 get to explore future undergraduate programs as per their interest from over 30 disciplines. Students attend lectures by Amity University faculty, gain experience at over 400 labs and learning studios, and attend personality enhancement workshops. Register now at amity.edu/summer school.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination. Well, if they do that, we'll consider things targets that they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before. They won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So, I mean, if they did that, it'll be...
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा राजा और मसाला केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching the Republic TV. This is Shivam Dutt Mehta, and in this bulletin, our top focus will be on the techie death case. Now, an FIR has been filed, and locals are stepping out, and they are protesting against the lack of reflectors on roads, which is what is believed to have led the accident, the major cause, among many other reasons of negligence. Now, in a recent update, the services of Naveen Kumar, the junior engineer of the Noida traffic cell, he has also been terminated with immediate effect. We'll get you all the details in this story and a lot more. But first up, the headlines. Jailed JDU MLA Anand Singh smokes in hospital on camera. Cops next to him do nothing. Opposition slams Nitish government over law and order situation. As RJD sharpens the attack over Anand Singh, calling the shots, Nitish government maintains radio silence.
आ गया था कि इसमें आपके परिवार का, घर का जो लोग हैं वो यूज़ हो सकते हैं कि वो एक बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी के अंदर शुरुआती तौर पे इस्तेमाल हो रहे हैं.
Bollywood actor Govinda reacts to rumors of a rift with his wife Sunita Ahuja, says no issues in marriage. Controversy escalates after A.R. Rahman comment over bias in Bollywood. Daughter says Rahman spoke his mind. Top officials arrested over bribe claim in Karnataka. Alleged tape submitted mentions minister seeking bribe for license.
मेरा कैमरामैन कहाँ है?
हाँ पकड़ उसको।
अरे तो क्या बेवकूफ है ना, कमल है सब। मुकेश जी
ये इसी नाले से आया है या कहीं और से आया है? ये पानी कहाँ से आया है? इसी नाले के मतलब क्यों जा रहा है यहाँ? तो क्या आपकी निकासी व्यवस्था ठीक नहीं है? तो दीवार की कौन बनाता है? हेलो, उस दीवार को कौन बनाता है?
को भी आ रहे हैं, थोड़ा बाहर था 5 हाँ प्रोसेस में है।
All right, viewers, this is the latest visual we are getting of the nominations for the next BJP president, and these are the exclusive visuals. As you can see, the top leadership of BJP on stage. JP Nadda is also there, Rajnath Singh is there, Amit Shah is there, Nitin Gadkari is there, and the top leadership is on stage. Today is the day when the acting president, that is Nitin Nabin, will file his nomination for the BJP presidency. He will become the next BJP president officially, and these are the live visuals that is coming from BJP headquarters in New Delhi. All right, we have Abhishek Kapoor for more details on this story. Abhishek, it's a big day and it's a very big responsibility for Nitin Nabin. Now, officially, today is the day he will be handed over the charge as the next BJP president, from being an acting president to becoming the next BJP president. Abhishek, over to you.
He would be, yes, most likely, because that's how it is intended to be. So these leaders filing the nomination papers, did we just see the process of filing of nomination papers? I think they're waiting for the Prime Minister to arrive. National Returning Officer K. Lakshman is to take those nomination papers between 2 and 4 p.m. Yes. So I think this was more like every leader coming in and filing their set of nomination papers. The process is that these nomination papers have to be filed between 2 to 4 p.m. The scrutiny will happen between 4 and 5 p.m. If there is a contest, election happens tomorrow. Most likely it's not going to happen. Actually, it's not going to happen. So you are going to see an announcement by 6:30 p.m. in the evening by the returning officer. And at least 20 set of nominations should be filed, and that's why we are seeing all these leaders. First, we have the senior ones coming in, including Union Home Minister Amit Shah, including Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, including the sitting party president JP Nadda, who's going to pass on the baton to Nitin Nabin. So apart from that, you have had chief ministers coming in from BJP ruled states. Essentially, the constitution of the BJP says that national council members or their representatives and state council members and their representatives, and at least half of the state councils should have been elected, and at least 5 of the state councils should be filing nominations. So although that process is going on, the president of the party should have been a member of the party for at least 15 years. We are seeing Sambit Patra sitting there next to K. Lakshman, even as the nomination papers are being accepted. This is just process and procedure which the BJP is following, but ultimately Nitin Nabin was decided upon as part of a transition that we are seeing in the party, a generational shift that we are seeing in the party taking place. He's just 45 years old, being a minister at the state level, not at the national level, no exposure at a national level in terms of having been a secretary or general secretary of the party, and that gives you an idea of the kind of thinking that's going on in the BJP, which believes that this shift should happen in an organized fashion where young blood effectively controls the sinews of the organization. So what happens is that the national president gets to, as per the constitution, gets to pick up his own national committee, national executive, and office bearers, and about 120 to 150 odd appointments that the national president makes, including the vice presidents and the national general secretaries and the secretaries, the general secretary being a very powerful post in the BJP scheme of things. So Nitin Nabin, obviously at 45, would be guided by his own thinking and philosophy in terms of picking those office bearers under the broad guidance of the seniors of the party, obviously. We are seeing these pictures coming in. Nominations keep coming in from all the states. Now, as I said, 20 minimum nominations is the minimum criteria, but you are going to see even more because BJP is in power either on itself or in by itself or in alliance in more than 20 states and union territories. So all those units would really want their representation in the nomination process to make Nitin Nabeen's election look representative. And so we are seeing these nominations getting filed from all these states. So this seems like one from Maharashtra. But what is important is that generational shift is happening. And once Nitin Nabeen picks up his own team, that would have set in motion a rejig of the party, which is going to have a dominoes and a cascading effect on the Council of Ministers also is what we are getting to here. So remember, while we are in Modi 3.0 second year, completing 2 years almost, most of the seniors in the Council of Ministers are from at least 2021 or even earlier. So with all the rejig in the party structure and organization happening under Nitin Nabeen, you are going to see that even the Council of Ministers might see a rejig, which means we are looking at a cabinet reshuffle on the cards. There is no time frame or deadline to it, but you can expect that in the next 2-3 months, that process should also take shape to accommodate for both the youngsters and people from the party, for example, who have moved out in the present hierarchy and scheme of things. So you would see a lot of permutations and combinations in terms of regional representation, in terms of age profile, in terms of performance audit of the existing Council of Ministers at all levels, from the cabinet rank to the Minister of State and the junior most ranks in the Council of Ministers, which is at about 75 or 80 odd as of now. So all those changes we are expecting to take place over the next couple of months in the BJP as part of the organizational rejig that's kicking in with the election of the national president today. Nitin Nabeen was made working president last month, and the way things stand in the BJP, he is going to take over from JP Nadda following this process of election that's going on, the procedure that is being followed as part of the constitution of the party.
Definitely. But he has a brilliant track record, Abhishek. If we talk about his position, he has a brilliant track record. He has been elected for 5 times. He's a 5-time MLA. He has played a very important role when it comes to the elections of Chhattisgarh and Sikkim. And also, he comes from a family of politicians. So his father also, late Nabin Kishore Prasad Sinha, was a senior veteran BJP leader and also a 4-time MLA. What exactly do you think have been the reasons, the factors that led to his selection also at one time? He's one of the youngest party presidents as of now. What reasons do you think? Is it just Bihar? Is it the youth factor? Or there are multiple factors involved here? Abhishek?
Well, you see, obviously, it cannot be Bihar because, though, of course, Nitin Nabeen is from Bihar, and in a way, one would see that the party is rewarding the electorate of Bihar in terms of giving the kind of mandate that has been given to the BJP and the NDA in the state. But remember, the national president is for the entire country. Number one, national president can have 2 terms, which means Nitin Nabeen can have 6 years as party president, if not, if renewed or after 3 years, because the one term is of 3 years. And Nitin Nabeen is part of a larger generational shift that's being effected. So you can always read some element of electoral politics in terms of rewarding the Bihar electorate. But the fact of the matter is that these are more long-term decisions. These are more decisions with a broader sweep in terms of the national impact. So I think you are right that despite his young age, he comes with experience in terms of having been a minister for 1.5 terms and 2 terms, and an MLA for 5, not a minister, but an MLA for 5 terms in the Bihar Assembly, and in charge of the party in Chhattisgarh, where the party in fact won. Remember, the BJP won Chhattisgarh, won it back from Congress when Nitin Nabeen was in charge, and then of course Sikkim, as you mentioned. So there is an understanding of how the party machinery functions at the state level with Nitin Nabeen. He understands how the legislature functions, having been an MLA for 5 times and at such a young age, at just 45, to have been a member of the Bihar Legislative Assembly, to win elections 5 times and come from a lineage where He has deep roots in the BJP and the Sangh. So I think in that sense, he ticks all the boxes. And in a way, his election is a reflection of the internal thinking that's going on in the larger, in not just the BJP, but the larger Sangh Parivar. Because, as I mentioned, this is going to mark a generational shift because Nitin Naveen is going to get to pick up about 150, 200 of his office bearers, national council members, national executive members, etc. And of course, all that is going to happen in the broad guidance of the seniors of the party. But even otherwise, for whatever lateral discretion that Nitin Naveen would enjoy, you would see an imprint of that generational shift in his choice, and then the cascading effect at the state levels, and then again, of course, the Council of Ministers as an offshoot of this entire process that's going on in the party. You're seeing in these pictures respective state delegations coming in, filing their nominations. As I mentioned, at least 20 are needed, but by the end of it, you might have many more because there's a state council, national council, the individual leaders, including, of course, the seniors in the cabinet and the Council of Ministers. We just saw a while back Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Defense Minister Rajnath Singh come along with JP Nadda and file their nominations. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju was there. And this is going to go until 4 p.m. Scrutiny of these nominations between 4 and 5. Any acceptances, rejections, etc. And then, obviously, since there is going to be no one else, you are going to see an announcement by 6:30 p.m. So today evening, you would know Nitin Naveen is the party president, next party president of the BJP to take over the reins from JP Nadda, who, of course, remains in the Council of Ministers.
Definitely, the stage is set and the process is happening right now. And as you see, you can see the visuals also. Abhishek, if you can put into this perspective, like BJP is known to make decisions which are unpredictable as of now. Because if you look at the chief ministers of many states, maybe it's Rajasthan, whether it's Chhattisgarh, whether it's about other states, and was it this part of a similar pattern that was being followed, that the ones who perform well will be rewarded? Is it that part of strategy of BJP? Is it that part of the strategy?
Well, both. So, good that you mentioned, the unpredictability part is there. So when Mohan Yadav became president of Madhya Pradesh, beg your pardon, chief minister of Madhya Pradesh, or we had the change of leadership in Rajasthan, those leaders had not really, or for that matter, the chief minister of Odisha, similarly in the case of Chhattisgarh, all these leaders, while they have been in the party for long, not necessarily led the campaigns, or the campaigns were not fought in their name. But this is essentially being seen as part of grooming of the next generation, because if you keep the seniors always in power, and if you continue to contest under the leadership of Vasundhara Raje in Rajasthan, or Shivraj Singh Chauhan in Madhya Pradesh, or Raman Singh in Chhattisgarh, then obviously the next generation would forever stagnate and never get an opportunity. So the only way you can do is actually make them in charge and see how the talent functions. And so there is obviously an element of trial and error, not that this has been perfected. So we are seeing that trial and error in the case of the national president also, where you are letting a youngster be given charge and see how the youngster really performs. Because as a nature of power, you just sort of centralize. Nobody wants to give up power, and in that sense, unless it is actuated by design, nobody is going. That transition is not going to happen. So what we are seeing is this transition by design, this change of power structure by design, and a lot of it has to do with the Prime Minister's thinking that youngsters should be controlling the nerves and the sinews of the party. Also remember, the BJP has grown tremendously in the last 10, 11 years of having been in power at the center under the helmsmanship of Prime Minister Modi. I remember when the 2014 National Council met, there were about 3,000 odd members at the Talkatora Stadium here in Delhi. And now when the National Council meets, so the last time it met last year, there were about 5,000 to 7,000 members in the National Council, or maybe more actually. So that's kind of a tremendous increase in BJP's grassroots presence, and hence in its national bodies and institutions that has happened. So obviously, with that kind of spread of the party, both in terms of geography, both in terms of and in terms of the number of members. Remember, it now canvasses itself as the biggest political grassroots party in the world in terms of membership size at about 10 crore plus. So if you look at those aspects, you have to really, whatever number of people have come in, whatever talent has come in, you have to give them opportunity to get involved in their functioning, in the party's functioning, and to have to give them a sense of ownership. And that cannot happen unless that transition happens and the next set of leaders get an opportunity to work, both in wherever they are in government and also in the party. So that transition is happening at the national level. The transition has happened in the state level. The transition has happened in the government where they are of the party. The transition has happened in the party structure, right down to the district level, and now we are seeing a reflection of that in these pictures coming in from the party headquarters in Delhi.
Definitely. Abhishek, I would request you to stay with me. I also have Prakash joining me from Bihar. Prakash, these are the exclusive pictures that we are getting right now from the BJP headquarters, New Delhi. What's the response? What's the scenario in especially Bihar? Are the Karyakartas, the BJP workers, excited because this means something very big for Bihar also? A person who's from Bihar will become the president of the world's largest political party. Prakash, over to you.
Well, yes, this is a generational shift as far as BJP is concerned. And as far as Nitin Nabin is concerned, he's a young man of 46 years of age. He just turned 46. And as far as Nitin is concerned, he's a 5-term MLA who's been with the BJP for quite some time after the demise of his father, late Naveen Kishore Sinha. And he's been an organization man, specifically in Chhattisgarh. He helped BJP to victory in Chhattisgarh Assembly elections. And the most important aspect of Nitin Nabin is his down-to-earth attitude, humble nature, and he comes across as a very soft person who will get along well with all the top leaders of the BJP. That's his strength. And I was told that journalists in Delhi were shocked and amused as to how he became the BJP president, especially in Delhi, the journalists in Delhi. They could not swallow the fact that someone from Bihar could become the BJP president. So I was speaking to some top political leaders of the BJP, and they are not able. They have not been able to digest the fact that someone so young can become the president of the BJP. But yes, he would be having some strength or some character. That is why he has become the president of the BJP, and we have covered him for 20 years now. And yes, he's an organization man, and the most important aspect is that he will get along well with all the top political parties. And the important aspect is he belongs to a neutral caste, the Kaista, which does not have animosity with any caste which is majority in nature, which has larger percentage as far as the caste arithmetic is concerned. So that is to his advantage. And he's a go-to man for Amit Shah. And I was told that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah had zeroed in on 2-3 young faces who could take the BJP to the next level in the years to come. And yes, this is a message from the BJP that there would be a transition as far as the leadership is concerned, because the way the BJP has come along for the past 45 years or so, ever since the inception of the Bharatiya Janata Party coming out of the shadow of Bharatiya Janasangh and RSS, many top leaders have come from the state leadership, including Nitin Gadkari, Rajnath Singh. They've all come from the state leadership. Even JP Nadda had come from Himachal. And Nitin Gadkari was a member of Legislative Council in the Maharashtra Legislative Council. So all these are examples of the fact that the BJP grooms its own leadership. And yes, he will definitely be able to take along the party a long way as far as the organization is concerned. And today is a big day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi becoming one of his proposers as far as the presidential nomination is concerned. Back to you.
All right, Prakash, just for the perspective for this also, in the upcoming elections also, do you think this will be having a very positive impact, especially when it comes to Bihar? This time, BJP has performed very well. They are in power. But what about the future? Was this decision taken with the thought process of keeping Bihar and the future elections also in mind? Because having a representative from Bihar is surely going to have a positive impact. Prakash.
Well, it is not pertaining to Bihar specifically, but as far as Nitin Nabin is concerned, he is a person who will take all the political leaders of the party along with him. And that is what his strength is, which the people in Delhi are not able to digest, as I have been pointing out. So as far as leadership issue is concerned, yes, you never know in future. But as far as the dynamism is concerned, as far as Narendra Modi is concerned, Yogi Adityanath is concerned, is not of that caliber. But yes, organizational strength is different, and being a crowd puller and a mass leader is different. So that sets the tone as far as the BJP is concerned. So he's an organizational man. He's been selected to take the organization, regroup the organization, reset all the holes that have been that have to be plugged in, and he will do all the tasks. And yes, he's in sync with the top leadership of the BJP, including Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah, and along with the RSS. So definitely, as far as I know, Nitin Nabin, he's got a bright future. And yes, his soft nature and humility and down-to-earth attitude will take him a long way as far as politics in the Indian landscape is concerned, because most of the politicians have the big packed ego, and this man does not have any ego. He talks to all the karyakartas, he engages with all the karyakartas. We have seen him, how he works, and specifically his performance in Chhattisgarh has been impeccable.
I believe these are the qualities of a person that will help anybody to grow in any field. Soft nature, humility, being humble and easily approachable. Also, our senior executive editor is also, Abhishek is also with me. What kind of challenges, Abhishek, do you think he'll be facing? He's a young person. He'll be leading more than 14 crore workers. It's the world's biggest party. 12 vice president, 8 general secretaries, many spokesperson, and you need to have a command. Will this humility, soft nature, being humble work in favor, or will there be some challenges also?
Well, for sure, there would be challenges as they happen with any learning curve. But what is important is that the leadership has reposed faith in Nitin Nabin, and this comes from the very top. So while the young leader would have his own trajectory insofar as learning how to assert himself and to exert his authority, the fact of the matter is that anyone and everyone in the present scheme of things in the BJP knows that Nitin Nabin has full backing of the top leadership of the party. He's being guided by the seniors, and he's a choice of the Prime Minister, he's a choice of the Home Minister, and he has the nod from the RSS. So in that sense, the authority is there. It's just that he has to go through the learning curve, which he would, and that's sort of a personal challenge. As it happens in any learning curve for anyone. So in the case of Nitin Nabin as the national president of the BJP, that he's going to take over by today evening, because the election process would be over by 5 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. is the likely announcement in the absence of any contest. So that's there. And as I said, this is part of a design. This is happening by design. So there would be a cascading effect on the entire structure of the party and, of course, the Union Council of Ministers also.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, Abhishek, for your perspective on this story. It's a developing story. Viewers will get you the latest pictures as and when Nitin Nabin will be filing the nomination. These are the exclusive pictures, live pictures from BJP headquarters, New Delhi. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to slip into a short commercial break. But coming up, a big day for BJP, new BJP president today. Coming up in a short while.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
Iran is boiling. Iranians are protesting against the Khamenei regime. U.S. President Donald Trump has urged Iranians to keep protesting and take over institutions, and has assured them that help is on the way.
Well, no, they're starting to, it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong options. We'll make a determination.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching live and breaking at 2:30 p.m. with me, Tanisha Avasthi. A lot has been happening, starting first up with what's happening in Uttar Pradesh's Varanasi, where a fake video that was issued by the opposition leaders has led to tension in the Manikarnika Ghat in Varanasi. What was it all about? What action has been taken? We'll get you all that and much more on this edition, but first a quick check of the headlines. Jailed JDU MLA Anand Singh smokes in hospital on camera. Cops next to him do nothing. Opposition slams Nitish government over law and order situation. As RJD sharpens the attack over Anand Singh, calling the shots, Nitish government maintains radio silence.
कि इसमें आपके परिवार का, घर का जो लोग हैं वो यूज़ हो सकते हैं कि वो एक बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी के अंदर शुरुआती तौर पे इस्तेमाल हो रहे हैं।
Bollywood actor Govinda reacts to rumors of a rift with his wife Sunita Ahuja, says no issues on marriage and that this is a conspiracy that's being led against him and his wife.